is Paris on Politics from Fox 32 Chicago.
Governor Pritzker leaves no doubt he will seek a third term as Illinois governor. But does he intend to serve out that entire four-year term?
I'm running for governor of Illinois. I want to be governor of Illinois. That's 4 more years, yeah.
So, yes, although if he does run for president, he'd probably have to fire up a presidential campaign not long after he takes office in January 2027. That's assuming he wins re-election here in Illinois. So maybe we should pose that question to him again.
I'm running for governor today because I want to be governor of Illinois. I have worked hard to get our state moving forward, and we have yet more to do.
But will you serve a 4-year term?
Everything that I do, truly everything that I do in my job and every day when I wake up is about improving the lot of people who live in the state of Illinois.
So, no, I have no idea. Actually, those answers are pretty clear, to be honest. The presidential campaign is on, and today's launch is a dress rehearsal for a message that will resonate nationally.
We must reckon with the fact that everything is too damned expensive. From groceries to concert tickets to mortgages to cars to health care, we have created a world where one job isn't enough to raise kids.
But back to the subject at hand, could this become the incumbent governor's biggest liability? The notion that he'll almost immediately have to pivot to running a national campaign. One key thing to watch for is Pritzker's choice of running mate, which he said would come before the end of the summer. As you know, Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton will not return by virtue of her run for Illinois, for U.S. Senate, that is. So look for Pritzker to pick someone he believes can step in and do a lot of the day-to-day executive work of managing the 5th largest state in the country. And let the speculation begin as to who exactly that person could be.
Coming up on Paris on Politics.
Governor Pritzker barnstorms the state as he launches his third bid for Illinois governor. But is everyone on board? Illinois is the capital of out-of-state abortions, according to a new study, as the Supreme Court deals a blow today to Planned Parenthood. We dive in. And part 2 of our conversation with retired 4-star General Stanley McChrystal on war, peace, and character.
This is Paris on Politics from Fox 32 Chicago.
I'm running for re-election to protect our progress and continue solving the problems we face. I love this state, and it's the honor of my life to serve as your governor. To help lead through the most...
Governor Pritzker launches his campaign at the geographic center of the state, Chestnut, Illinois. And before taking the show on the road, he started on the south side of Chicago this morning, where he held a rally at the Grand Crossing Fieldhouse on 76th and Ingleside. And that's where he launched his campaign initially 8 years ago. Now, the governor is taking this campaign from Chicago to Rockford, Peoria, and Springfield today, and then will travel to the southern quadrants of the state tomorrow. I caught up with his current number 2 lieutenant governor. She is also a candidate for U.S. Senate, Juliana Stratton. She said their administration has been focused all along on the working class.
This isn't new for us here in Illinois. We have always been focused on uplifting working families. That was our platform when we ran the first cycle, the second time, and that's what the governor is going to continue to build upon. We've made life more affordable. I mean, we've eliminated medical debt. We cut the grocery tax. We are creating jobs. We raised the minimum wage to $15 an hour. We have always focused on how to make life more affordable for Illinoisans, and we'll continue to do that work.
Republicans have criticized the fact that overall spending has gone up under you in the governor's term. What about that criticism?
Well, look, I mean, Republicans who have not voted for any of our balanced budgets, we've had 7 consecutive balanced budgets. We're focused on bringing real leadership to the state of Illinois that provides compassion, but also fiscal stability. That's what's important. When I took office, you know, as a state rep, that's when we had 2 years without a balanced budget, and now we've had 7 consecutive balanced budgets. So I don't think they're the best spokespersons for how to lead with responsibility. Governor Pritzker and I have been doing that.
And for an alternate view, we're joined by the Illinois House Republican leader, Tony McComey of downstate Savannah. Leader McComey, always good to talk to you. You heard the Lieutenant Governor, a balanced budget, credit ratings upgrades. You've been on the opposite sides of the governor on most issues, but are those some selling points?
Well, they certainly sounded good, but the fact of the matter is, since the governor's been in place, we have raised our budget by 38%. So if you're trying to help the working class and you're working for the working class, then why would you raise the cost by 38% on how they live?
And let me ask you, the elephant in the room here, is it a problem to you if he wins, he would likely have to turn around and run for president pretty quickly?
Well, I think it's a disservice to the people of Illinois, regardless if you're a Republican, an independent, or a Democrat, because you need to have somebody who is fully committed to our state. And as you heard, I don't think that he is.
And I mean, he has said in those responses, he's doing this because he loves Illinois, but he would not say, I will serve 4 years. So far, the only declared Republican is DuPage County Sheriff James Mendrick. Is he the best shot that Republicans have at taking back this office, or are there others?
Well, I think now that the governor has put his intentions out there, I think you'll start seeing some other candidates come forward. And I'll certainly have an opinion when it's an appropriate time to weigh in on that.
Do you want to give us any potential names?
Well, I can tell you who's not running for governor.
The person I'm talking to right now.
Yeah,
You've got a lot of business to tend to in this state. Do you think there's going to be a special session this summer to deal with things like transit funding?
I don't think so. Recently just saw an interview with some of the Democrats that have been on that working group, and I think we will wait until veto session in October. It'll be here before we know it, and I think to have a special session over the summer during when petitions start August 5th, I think it's really going to be hard to get the Democrats to go to Springfield. All
right, and then would you have any thoughts on who Pritzker's running mate might be? Any rumors swirling around down in Springfield?
I really haven't heard much, but I certainly hope that he chooses a Democrat that is fiscally responsible if they still exist.
All right. Tony McComey telling it like it is, as always. We really appreciate you joining us. Have a great evening.
Anytime. Thank you.